What is it like to be a locum tenens physician? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. This is Dr. Greg. So, I travel a lot for work, and I used to fly across the country actually for these different locum jobs. And I just want to share with you what the experience was in case you're interested in being a freelancing doctor or even a freelancing nurse and you want to travel the country and kind of get a sense of what you're in for. So the first part that was the airplane. So I packed my stuff. I did it pretty often, so the packing is quick and easy. I know the kind of the stuff I like to bring. For the airplane, usually I would book it myself. So I would find a flight time that I liked. I'd always go nonstop if I could. I'd get Southwest whenever that was an option, because Southwest rocks. And I would choose the best nonstop flight, and then they would pay me back for that. Now, there may be ways they could book it for you, but I'd rather do it myself because I want to pick a good flight. And they always paid for the flight that I chose. Now, I didn't ever go for business or first class. I don't recommend that. I think that may be pushing it a little much. But at least you get a nonstop flight at a time that works for you. Now, once you land wherever you're going, and I traveled quite a bit, especially into California once I moved out, you'll probably need a rental car. And so the rental cars, those are usually prepaid by the locum company. And, I don't care which company I use, so I just use whatever they got for me. And it was always fine. It was always a good car. It was always what I wanted. The process was always very smooth and easy. Now, I will tell you, one of the benefits of being a locum tenens or freelancing physician is you can work when you want to. So I didn't work during the super busy times or during the holidays or the major weeks. So for me, it was always kind of a breeze getting in and out of the airport. And the other thing is, a lot of times, the places you're flying into are sometimes smaller places. Like I flew into Fresno Airport, which isn't, it's not the biggest airport in the world. So it's such an easy process getting in and out of these places. Now, if you're flying into New York over New Year's, your experience may vary. But the rental car is seamless, you get it, it's all paid for by the firm. Now, the next thing is the hotel. So people ask about the hotels. I've always been happy with the hotels I've been in. To kind of give you a sense of the hotels that they cover, they're usually things like maybe the Hyatt Place or Courtyard by Marriott, that kind of deal. Kind of mid-price, but clean, modern. They've got everything you want sort of hotels. I've always been happy with them. They're probably not putting you up at the Ritz, but they're also not putting you up at a Holiday Inn or the Motel 7 either. With me, what they've always done is they'd give me a few options. Maybe there's 2, 3, 4 hotels that they prefer in a certain area, and I'd pick the one I want. Usually, I'd end up just going to the same one because I found one I liked, and I got my little routine, and I knew the people at the front desk, and I knew the rooms I liked and everything. But you could mix it up or, go with whatever. And the hotel's prepaid, so you didn't have to worry about paying for that out of your card or anything. Now, the thing I like to kind of talk about, because this is kind of a big thing for me, is food. And, one of the problems when you're traveling a lot is that you could let your diet slip. So for me, when I go to a place, the first thing I'd do is I'd go to Trader Joe's and I'd stock up, I'd make sure I had a mini fridge in my room and I'd stock up with the stuff that I like. I would get lots of berries. I would get produce that doesn't require refrigeration. I love those hummus wraps that Trader Joe's has. I'd bring them for lunch because you also probably want to pack something that you could take for lunch when you're at work. So I would get that ahead of time. And, find what you like, but try to get some healthy stuff. I actually made salads in my hotel rooms. And some of the rooms might even have things to cook with, like a microwave or at least a microwave downstairs. I mean, if you get like a suite kind of hotel, it might even have a stove or an oven. If this is important to you or you have special dietary issues, you may want to check first to make sure the hotel has the cooking stuff that you need. Because if you're there for a week, you don't want to be eating junk all the time. You probably don't want to be going out to eat every day. That's kind of a lot, especially because you probably won't be eating the healthiest food if you're doing that. But I found, you get into a groove, Trader Joe's, whatever you like, they've got all the things you need. Now, most locum firms don't pay for food, or if they do, they usually give you some sort of daily stipend. If you're a nurse listening to this and you're doing travel nursing, many of those do pay for food. So you'll just have to look in your individual case whether food is covered or not. There isn't really a hard and fast rule for this. And now, one last thing I want to talk about the traveling part of locums is that a lot of times you run into the same kind of people. There's kind of a group of people that do this sort of traveling. It's almost like a little community. And so if you end up going to the same place frequently, you may find other people going there too, and you get to meet them, and it's cool. These are people that live in Texas or Oregon or other places, and you start to develop friends in your medical field from all across the country. And it's fun because you can go out to dinner with them and go on hikes. I've done this. Maybe have them in your hotel lobby and you grab a glass of wine with them. It's kind of fun stuff because you're meeting people from all over the country and you're making friends, and you can gossip about the best places to go and what places are fun or not fun and where you'd want to move, and just sort of talk about life and everything. So it's good. If you're interested in this, feel free to message me anytime. Dr. Greg Charlop here. Do me a favor, subscribe if you're watching this in a place you could subscribe to, or hit that like button for me so I can spread the word about this to other doctors. My book, The Physician Wellness Project, is out. You can grab it on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or Audible. And I hope to see you soon. Dr. Greg here. Have fun and go out there and do some traveling.